I know it's a very fragile ceasefire. I know that the Hamas are doing all kinds of tricks, just like I said, but I can tell you I'm so glad the hostages are home. I'm so glad for the friendship with the United States, with Trump, with the arrival of J.D. Vance, Vice President of the United States of America, Steve Witkoff, Advisor Jared Kushner, to see Ivanka Trump at the Western Wall praying. These things make me so happy, I gotta say, and seeing all these former hostages, released hostages, who just been released, like Omri Miran, Gal and Zev Berman, the twins, Yosef Chaim Ohana, Matan Angrest, Bar Cooperstein, all these different ones there meeting with J.D. Vance. It's really cool and encouraging the rest, the release of the rest of the 15 hostages to be buried for a proper burial, as is the way of our people. And so I'm just so glad about it. I do understand why our prime minister said Israel's not a U.S. protectorate. It's like we're not, we have our own army and we love the support. But he did say that, he said we have to make our own security decisions. Like, do we let Turkish soldiers come into Gaza? He says we got to make certain security decisions for the long run. We have to live here in the end of the day. And I understand what he meant by that. It makes sense, actually. What do you think? Write in the comments below. What's very interesting is the Knesset passing the Judea and Samaria sovereignty bill in the preliminary reading. That is huge, that you have this bill by the member of Knesset, Avi Maoz, to apply sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, for it not to be a place where Hamas could eventually go, or like East Jerusalem and all kinds of Judea and Samaria right next to where all our friends are, to have that be a Palestinian state. No. And so you have Yuli Edelstein broke the tie, it was almost a tie, and that it passed. And so what does this all mean? I don't know, but that's amazing. And we know that we still have to deal with Hamas. Like, I know that they're not a partner for peace. You see them executing people in cold blood. They're not someone you want to partner with or can listen to anything they say. So somebody's going to have to disarm them. If it's me, if it's me along with American troops, I'd love that. Along with Indonesian troops, I don't know. But security officials warn that they still have well over 10,000 weapons and tons of bullets, tons and tons. They've been getting funded for decades, and over half their tunnel networks. There's a lot of danger still there. That's why I'm still wearing the uniform. I'm very hopeful, though. I'm very hopeful, and I'm glad J.D. Vance is here, Vice President of the United States. And it's cool to see people like Germany signing a 2 billion euro missile deal with Israel. So others are caving to pressure. BDS is still being pushed, boycott, divest, sanction. But guys, Germany is buying the Spike missiles of Israel. Europe needs defense tech. Europe needs to be able to defend itself, okay? And so you have here these returning bodies. Aryeh Zalmanovich, he was abducted alive. He was murdered in cold blood. He was 85 years old at the time of his murder. And he's been returned. He leaves behind his grandchildren. He leaves behind his children. It's sad, but to see him getting buried is so beautiful. And you also have the identification of IDF Master Sergeant Tamir Adar. So fell in the rapid response. He went to Nir Oz and he did the rapid response. And he's also now being able to be buried, gathered to his forefathers, gathered to his ancestors. Guys, people ask me still, is there a way to help? I tell you guys, Aliyah Return Center charity right now is focused on new immigrants. But yes, we as soldiers are still at it. You know that we're still in the midst of it in the multiple fronts. It's a 7-front war, and yeah, we haven't experienced the peace in the 7 fronts yet. No, there's promises. We're very hopeful, but we have to still be ready. And we really love that Zip Fizz. It's this it's electrolytes with vitamins. It really helps us to stay hydrated. That Zip Fizz, if you want to send that, send it to the P.O. Box. Aliyah Return Center, P.O. Box 2288, Tiberias, Israel. Do that. Of course, beef jerky, we love that. The soldiers are loving that. It's those late nights where you don't sleep and you have some beef jerky, It's just amazing. Thank you. But I'm going to tell you, you asked, so I'm going to answer your question, is DeWalt tools. DeWalt, just to take off the lug nuts, to be able to do it quicker than just with the hand ratchet and stuff. You could see those DeWalt tools go a long way, even batteries, even single DeWalt batteries. Just send it That's amazing. Or go to Chaim Malespin. That's ChaimMalespin, chaimmalespin.com, because our charity's focusing on immigrants, but I'm also a 501c3, chaimmalespin.com. You can definitely see there's a 501c3 donation. That means your tax exemption for the year end. Give as well, and just write on it that it's for DeWalt Tools. We'll make sure it goes 100% to get some batteries and some tools. I know we got some at the beginning of the war. I mean, they're extremely old by now. Isaiah 51 says God will have comfort on Zion, and he'll make it like the deserts of Eden here and the wastelands like the garden of the Lord. There's going to be thanksgiving. There's going to be singing. Guys, good times are coming.